So it was not my idea. But did you see the video on YouTube? Yes, no, maybe in the house?
I didn't see the video, but
Okay.
I saw a night of a show that you did, and it was a lot of black leather involved.
Oh yeah. That can we put like pictures in the in the
We can do
interview?
that. We can do that.
Jam.
Hey guys, this is Christina Sofina, and you're watching the Jam interview.
Какая твоя история?
Okay, I see you did your... Well, я по-русски говорю или нет? Do I answer this in Russian or in English?
If you want, you can answer them both if you want to.
Oh,
Doesn't
God.
matter. So
no,
tell
yeah.
tell the audience what I just I just told
Okay.
you.
So, all right. Jamal said, "What is your story in Russian? Какая твоя история?" Pretty much similar, very similar story, история. Ну, я родилась в Казахстане, выросла в России. I don't know. Probably there's not going to be that many Russian people. Maybe, they might be actually. But my story goes like this. I was born in Kazakhstan, Soviet Union-ish. Kazakhstan is close to Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, all those stands like Borat, that area, if that says anything to you. And when I was 6, my family moved to Russia, and that's where I grew up. That's where I went to school. And 6 years ago, I moved here to America and the United States. So it's been definitely like a journey, And do you want me to say like musically?
It's your story
Or
to tell.
just the locations?
It's your story to tell.
Okay, well, I started, I always loved music for some reason. It was just like innate kind of, it was in my character to always like music. And I was always dancing and singing to whatever I hear. And certain rhythms and certain, melodies, I reacted to them more. I thought, Lambada, the Brazilian song, Lambada, Chora pra se foi. I thought that was Kazakhstani. I thought that was my people's song. So when I was like 3 years old, I was always singing the Chora pra se foi. And so I just like Latin music and all that stuff. So I started singing, and it just kept going till right now. That's a very short story, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like, but now I understand what my place is, as far as music and where I want to go. Because before I was like, yeah, I want, but I have all these fears and all these I'm just a little girl from Kazakhstan. Who makes it out of Kazakhstan? Do you know anybody?
Yeah.
Or even Russia. Well, me. Yeah, well, besides me, I haven't made it yet.
I actually interviewed somebody else that is from Russia.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
She was a student at the University of Akron. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's tight. Like a international student?
I guess. Well, no, she was raised in the U.S. too. So.
Okay.
I'm not sure what age she came into the U.S., but.
So she was she went to school here and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's a little different because I feel like when you're in school, you more like history and things like that.
Yeah, and in your experience, you just recently moved here.
Yeah, 6 years ago.
Relatively.
Yeah,
recently.
I mean 6 years is a long time.
It is, and it goes by fast too, though. So, but yeah, it is different. It can be different. I can understand how it can be different. Obviously, I don't have that experience.
I still don't know some things. I still like. So, and with as far as languages, it's very interesting because there's some things that there are things in Russia that are untranslatable into English and vice versa. So there's some things that I'm trying to explain to my Russian friends, but I can't because I don't know. They don't know what I know, I guess, or they don't know like the experiences. And same with Spanish too. It's like, and then sometimes you kind of like get stuck between like 3-4 languages, like trying to figure out how to, like I don't know. I don't have any examples, but so in Portuguese, saudade. Saudade means like, there's not a word to describe it in Russian or in English. But it's basically like a nostalgic feeling about something that happened, before, back in the day or whenever. And it's like a sadness, but like a light sadness, but it's like bittersweet kind of. But there's not a word. So you cannot explain that unless unless like you're going to be talking for 5 minutes trying to, give some examples. So
no, that makes sense.
It's very interesting. Very interesting, definitely. But I appreciate the ability to know all these different languages and different cultures.
Yeah, of course. All right, so we're going to get right into the questions.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this.
Who was in charge of your wardrobe for your previous band? Yes, no, maybe.
That's a great question. You know what? I think yeah, this is great. I don't think this interview is going to be crazy. But basically, yes, no, maybe. A little backstory. VJs of MTV, Snezhina and Vanya, they had another girl singing with them, and I was like not even in the picture. But it just so happened that the girl couldn't sing or perform or something like that. And 2 days before their performance, somehow they ran into me through my friend, and they asked me if I can sing like a whole bunch of songs. My bad, let me do this. And I said, okay. And we did the show, and that's how it all started. So because they're VJs of MTV and they get access to all the like different designers, and the point of the whole, group, band, whatever, is to kind of like shock people a little bit, I guess. They were doing all the, creative direction as far as costumes. So it was not my idea. But did you see the video on YouTube? Yes, no, maybe in the house.
I didn't see the video, but
okay.
I saw a night of a show that you did, and it was a lot of black leather involved.
Oh yeah. That can we put like pictures in the in the
We can
interview?
do that. We can do that.
Because the black leather. It was there was this guy. There is this guy. He's a Russian like stylist, wardrobe designer, and for some reason he does. He kind of like look a little bit like Marilyn Manson, kind of. So he kind of got that BDSM-ish kind of vibe, and we had like all the leather. It took us like at least 20 minutes to get into costume, like just me. The people was like, it's crazy. It was crazy. And then like 30 minutes to get out of that.
I was about to say, how was it getting out? Because I'm sure you were sweating after that.
Yeah, we were sweating so much. It was crazy. It was like the probably one of the most uncomfortable costumes as far as like I could still move, but the sweat, it's bad. It's bad. It was really hot. But what you're gonna do what I wouldn't do for art,
Yeah, for the love of
That's
art.
Everything. For the love of art, yeah.
Talk about your journey through dance and choreography.
Okay, very interesting. So, just because I love music, I love to dance. I always was dancing when I was like little in school, and it led up to the point that we were in the place that I was kind of like growing up. We had drummers. We had a lot of drummers for some reason. And then every time when everybody's on the street, like drinking beer or whatever, when we're like 14, 15 years, that's what you do in Russia, kind of.
What was the drinking age? What is the drinking age?
Drinking age is 18.
Mm-hmm.
But, like everybody because we were not in Moscow. We were like kind of suburbs, kind of like a city right close to Moscow. I mean, in Moscow, it was the same thing. Like, you pretty much, like, when you're 13, 14, you're doing whatever you're doing at that point on this, you're just hanging out with your friends. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty,
doing
but
hood
I'm
rat stuff
glad.
with your friends.
Huh?
So doing hood rat stuff with your friends.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But it's like, I'm glad for that experience because when I turn like, 21 or whatever, I'm already cool. I don't need to, like, I already experienced those things as far as like drinking. I never did like drugs and things like that. I was a relatively good person growing up. But definitely.
Well, that was going to segue into my next question. Are you still a party animal?
Well, I'm quarantined.
Right.
So I'm a caged animal right now. I can't do nothing. Well, I mean, I do, House Party app.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we still do that. We do that. But it's not as wild as like, I love to party. But I never do like, as far as like drinking, yeah, I can drink, and it's mostly because I have that stereotype that I'm Russian, and kind of like it's a respect thing. If I'm in a new environment and everybody's drinking, I'm like, okay, I drink with you guys, but be careful because I'll drink you. But I don't drink on a regular basis. Like that pomegranate wine, I don't really be on that. But so it's a very interesting thing. But going back to the dance. I was dancing, and we had a whole bunch of people like just hanging out on the street, and there's some drummers, and I was always, for some reason, the one who was just standing there dancing, and people like in a circle, all that. And then we started doing something in school where we had this one girl that was singing. She's like, "Oh, I know you dance. Can you guys do the backup dancing for us?" So we started like doing doing a choreography, but. Definitely was really bad at that time. And then I just kept doing that, and I loved dancing salsa and all the, bachata, merengue, all that stuff. And then when I moved here, probably like, I had a relationship for 4 years. My boyfriend is a choreographer, dancer. So I was like assisting him in class, and I learned because I'm a more like a freestyle dancer, but with him it was like I actually learned some choreography, and I learned to, mimic and do all that, the choreography. So it was a great experience, and I know I'm like way better because now I can take class and actually, follow through the whole class. So that's good. And now at this point, I'm trying to, do more singing and more dancing. So it's like, it kind of goes hand in hand. And it's a funny thing because growing up, I thought it had to be, had to be either a singer or a dancer. So, but now it kind of goes hand in hand. Like it's all music.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're finding out that in the music industry or in the entertainment industry that you kind of have to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So now, and it's also funny how like your mind works. Like you think you're capable of certain things, or you think you're not capable. Oh, like for example, me thinking only dance or only singing, but I mean, look at everybody who's performing. They dancing and singing and acting. So it's kind of like, it was a big, revelation to me for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah. What was the most challenging music video you had to produce?
Most challenging. I have this video, So Natural, and it's taking place in like a desert. So it was in a Death Valley, and we found this kind of like a house or whatever. It was very interesting because it was like a lot of art in the house, and we had to go there at like 2-3 at night, 2-3 a.m. and stay the night there before we start filming. So the next day we wake up really early and start filming, and it was really cold. And that's the most challenging thing for me. I do not like cold at all. That's why I'm not in Russia anymore. I don't, because, and people always say, Christina, you're Russian, you're supposed to like cold. No, that's not true. That's the opposite. You know, like how a lot of people in, like, say, California, they're like, oh yeah, I hate heat. I hate it. I want to go somewhere where it's cold. And I'm that, but I'm reverse. I don't like cold. I would rather sit here and sweat in the heat rather than just be really cold and then get sick or something, you know. So yeah, we're sitting out there. It was really cold. We were shooting. We're dancing the whole day. It was very hot, and there were like bugs in the air. So as we dancing and sweating, all these bugs trying to get us. And you can't see it on the video, but it was real. It was like we had to like constantly, we had to like run in between the takes because that was really challenging. And then the same video, the opening scene is like me coming out of the ocean, very beautiful dress, and it's like it looks very nice. We were shooting in November or December. So it was, you know how the ocean here is really cold in the summer? Yeah. So imagine November, December, like I went there wearing like winter coats and everything and just changed to my dress and went into the cold. The water was so cold. Oh my God. It was terrible. But I mean, what wouldn't you do for art?
Right.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's like a motto. That's my motto.
Do it for the art.
Do it for the love of art, for music. Yeah, I think that would be the craziest experience.
What was the weirdest voiceover gig you had to do?
Okay. Did I tell you yesterday? Maybe not.
No, you didn't tell me.
But I just did a voiceover. The voiceover goes like this. Mojo zim, mojo zoom, mojo, mojo, mojo. I don't know where that's going to go. I don't know what that is. But it's a real thing. Well, I mean, work is work. Right now in a quarantine situation, I mean, you have to do what you have to do. So I did that. I don't know. I hope it's something, I don't know. I hope it's like a juicery or something. I don't know. Where was the company based out of We don't know. I don't know. Okay. So for the voiceovers, there's two websites. There's Fiverr.com, and if you guys need a voiceover, shameless plug, hit me up on Fiverr.com. Christina Sofina. And I think Voices.com, and you don't know where those people come from. They just hit you up and like, hey, I need this. Hey, I need this. How much that was going to be, you know. Me, mostly I do like DJ drops and producer tags and like podcasts, you know, intros and outros and things like that. Something for the radio. And I mean, it's fun. I like it. I like it, and something that I can do at home because I have a setup. I have this, and then I have another microphone and a half booth. So that's kind of been picking up a little bit more, which I'm really happy about, especially in the quarantine.
That's good. That's good. So for people that get the occasional, oh, hey, you have a lovely voice, you should sing, you should whatever. What advice would you give them?
Oh, definitely try. Because if you have a great voice, and there's so many options to that. Like you can have great high voice, great low voice. You can have very energetic voice. You could have a sultry voice. There's so many different cool voices. And that's like your innate talent. Why not use it for good and for, you know, to get some money? That's great. You know, do whatever you could do. You know how like in Bible there's a parable about the talents where the guy gives the whoever working for him, he gives 5 talents, which is a money, but you can see it as an actual talent. And then he goes away, he comes back, and the first one that was given 5, he invested, he did something, make 10. The one that was given 3, he, you know, went to work invested got 3 more. And then the one who was given 1, he got kind of scared. He didn't like the dude, and he put it he like dug a hole in the ground, and he, put that there. And so the guy came back, he's like, hey, how you guys doing? And the first one goes, oh, there's 10, I made more. Oh, there's 3 more, I made more. And like, oh, okay, you take that portion and you be in charge of that. Use it however you want. And the last guy's like, well, I know you're not a great dude. You kind of like trying to get what's not yours. So I just dug a hole, and here's your 1 talent. He's like, okay, give me that. I'm gonna take that from you, because if you put that in a bank, you would already have at least some interest, and give that 1 to the one that already has 5. So basically, if you don't have, whatever you have will be taken away from you. And if you do have, more is gonna, like, kind of richer getting richer, poor getting poorer. So I see that that was a really major parable for me. And I'm like, if you have something, give it, give it away, and then you're gonna have more of that, and you're gonna, be better off. If you're not using your talents, you're gonna get stripped off of them. Like, you're not gonna have them eventually. So I would suggest everybody to, if you have a good voice, or if somebody say, oh, you should sing, or you should really do that, and even for free, and then the more you do that, the more professional you're going to be, and the more people will want your services, and then you can charge for that, and then you grow your business and profit from that. So I would suggest go on Fiverr.com, get yourself, get some samples of you singing, or get some samples of you doing voiceovers, whatever. Put yourself out there, and then voices.com. That's the tip of the day.
Awesome. It was much needed. I'm sure it's going to be useful for the times that we're in. Yes. Anything that you can do at home, or like e-commerce, or like helping people, consulting, or doing dance lessons online, or building websites, or like even doing like Amazon stuff. I have my friend Jared Never Sleeps. He and his friend Rebecca, they just got they have a course. It's like $50 or something, how to make money on Amazon, and it's valid because I know him. He's actually doing that. He's making like 1-2 G's a day, easy. I mean, it's not easy. You're gonna have to learn, but yeah. You flipping items online and selling products online. Yeah, it can be profitable, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. Like anything else.
Like anything, it's what you want to do. It's what you like to do. It's what you see yourself doing. If your goals or your dreams align with that, do that. Because right now we all have time. And the stimulus checks. I'm just kidding.
What are some of your favorite experiences on New Albert Avenue in Moscow?
What avenue?
New Albert?
Oh, Arbat. No, Arbat. Okay, you really did your research. Okay, very interesting. I wonder where you got that from.
I don't know.
Okay, Nowy Arbat. Well, there's a New Arbat Street and Old Arbat Street, and they go kind of like this. So both of them are interesting. New Arbat is more like new stores and like kind of like Macy's and the equivalent of that. Old Arbat is a lot more like, it's kind of touristy, but there's a lot of like arts and crafts that you can buy, and there's like cool little spots. It's basically, I really love to walk. I enjoy walking, looking at the like little buildings and historical things, and going to like museums, galleries and things like that. And that is a very historical street. So by just walking there, you just get cultured so much. And you can see so many different people from like all over the world. It's one of the like popular, I wouldn't say trails, but like, popular, streets that tourists take. So there was a lot of like long walks from clubs in the morning, because our clubs go to like 5, 6 in the morning. And so after that, you just walk and you get like some food here, something there, and you just roam around with your friends pretty much. It's a good time. Like if you're ever in Moscow, I suggest you do that. It's great. It's amazing. When you see everybody going to work and you don't have to go to work, and it's a beautiful feeling. Yeah.
Awesome. Talk about the benefits of being multilingual as an artist, entertainer, musician.
Okay. First of all, you can appeal to many different crowds, and say like I have my Russian crowd, or people that I don't really sing in Russian, to be honest. I might start. It might be a great way to kind of like move back. But when I moved here, I kind of like didn't look back, and I didn't communicate because I didn't want to. Oh, she's in America. Why and how she got there or whatever. It's just like I didn't want to deal with none of that, so I kind of let everything go. I got out of all the social media. Russian social media, we have Kontakte, like VK. It's kind of like a Russian Facebook situation. But everybody's on Instagram now, so a lot of people from back in the day following me, and like, oh, you sing in English or whatever, and then you sing Spanish or Portuguese, there's another crowd, and then English, of course, there's another crowd. So be able to talk to more people, definitely, and be able to survive in different places and like get your way around and get some stuff that like tourists that don't know the language wouldn't get necessarily. So that's great. Just understanding from more people, and understanding more people, because I feel like communication and understanding is the key to everything. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And last question.
That's it. We're done. We're almost done.
We're almost done. Yeah.
Okay.
35 minutes has flown by.
Because I'm still like, I'm still waiting for that one question that I don't know how to answer. But so far, it was really, really, really good question. So I appreciate that. Or maybe that will be the one.
Save the best for last. What lessons can you reflect on with your experience of delivering newspapers with your grandmother?
Oh, yeah. What lessons? Okay. That was a dark time. That was definitely very tough. First lesson is probably don't get into something that is not going to bring good returns. Like do your research and try to get, from your situation, try to get the best. Because delivering newspapers, not paying that much money. That's all we had at that point. But now I'm like starting to realize maybe not. Maybe we could have done something that's more lucrative, that's more like, profitable. But at that point, that seemed like, and I didn't know anything because I was a child. But you got to work hard in order to get something. That's kind of like the second lesson. Third is even if things seem tough at the time and you kind of endure it and you keep going, you keep putting those little papers, and you have this big stack, it's very heavy, and you sweating, you hate that at the time. But the more papers you put in those little mailboxes, the easier your load becomes. And then you're almost done. There's like this much, and it's easy to carry. So kind of everything seems hard in the beginning. I guess, wow, we're philosophizing right here. Everything seems very hard in the beginning, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Awesome. Yeah. I think that's a great lesson to end the interview on. So share any plugs that you have, any work that's coming up for you.
Oh, okay. Well, if you guys want to follow me, definitely go to Instagram, follow Christina Sofina with the CH, Christina Sofina. or my website, ChristinaSofina.com. And the latest song that we put out is called Just Friends with me, 3 Drug and Gage. That song is amazing. I love that song. I did a second verse in that song. So you can check that out anywhere on Spotify, iMusic, Amazon Music, whatever you have, Tidal. And then that's pretty much it. Just, or, you know, if you want a voiceover done for your business, hit me up on Fiverr. It's going to be in my link in my bio and my Instagram. So I think Instagram is like the universal thing for everything. And I love it. That's how we connected, through the Instagram. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for doing the interview. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for watching. Keep jamming.